guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you are new. Today I am doing kind of an impromptu book review video of this book right here. I don't have it on me, so it will be on the screen the entire time because I literally just returned it to the library this morning. But wow, this was a 5-star book. Also, I literally just finished a workout, so I'm like a little bit out of breath, but I had all this on my mind. I'm about to have to leave to take my son to gymnastics. I just wanted to do this review because this book was so surprising. So this is going to be a spoiler-free review, and I will be looking at my notes because although it's still fresh in my mind, I literally just finished it this morning. I still there's so much I want to talk about that I don't want to miss anything. So let's go ahead and get into the review. So this book, How Does It Feel by Jeneane O'Riley, I think that's how you say her name, is a fantasy. It's like a dark romance fantasy. So we are following our main female character, Callie, who is a biologist. She lives in this small town and she works doing biology. She's like very into like mushrooms and animals. She kind of reminded me, her character, of Snow White, just because like animals were very drawn to her throughout this book. Anyways, she is very interested in learning more about the Luna moths. So her whole thing is just trying to make discoveries of these Luna moths. So she doesn't make a ton of money at this place. She actually applied to another job somewhere else that she wanted to go to, but because she's so young, I think she's in her early 20s, maybe mid 20s, they ended up calling her and were like, hey, we really like you, we think you're really smart, but don't you want like a family? Like everybody that works here, they already had their family, you know, it's serious, it's like a serious job type thing. And she's like, what right do you have to tell me, you know, if I should want my career over a family? Anyways, so because of that, she ends up buying herself this like really nice telescope that costs a lot of money that she doesn't have, because she should be spending that money on her car that just broke down, and everybody that she works with is having to give her rides to and from work and all these other places that she goes, and she's kind of the town's sweetheart. So that is Callie in a picture for you. So Callie ends up meeting this guy named Earl, who's like the town crazy guy. He's like the town loony. Nobody really understands what his deal was, but they end up talking and he ends up telling her about how he used to be a biologist and he studied all these mushrooms and basically the same thing that she likes to do, right? And she's like, no way, we should get together and like go try and explore. And he's like telling her that, oh, to get the Luna moths you need to find these specific mushrooms. I can't remember exactly what the name is called. I think they're like, I want to say it's like angel death something mushrooms. I don't remember, it doesn't matter. These special mushrooms that are like highly poisonous to humans, and he's like, okay, I'll go with you as long as you let me use your telescope. And she's like, deal. So he drives her to go to like the woods to go find these mushrooms. They end up finding them, they do a little exploration, and then like they both get like this very unsettling, eerie feeling, and he's like, we need to go, like this was a bad idea, we need to get out of here, let's go. So they end up rushing out, drops her back off home, and later that night she realizes, crap, I forgot my telescope. So other than calling Earl to come take her again to go get her telescope, she doesn't want to bother him. He obviously like had not a great experience in the woods, so she decides she's gonna go by herself. Well, this chick is such a BA, a badass, that she jumps on her freaking tractor because she doesn't have a car and just drives her tractor through the woods in like a dress, mind you, to go rescue her telescope. So when she gets there, she sees this circle of mushrooms that is apparently a portal to the fairyland. So of course she ends up falling through the portal. When she falls through the portal, she actually ends up falling on top of the Unseelie prince, which his name is Prince Mindax. So in the fairy world you have two different types of fairies. You have the Seelie, which is the good type of fairy, and then you have the Unseelie, which is the bad type. So this is the prince of the Unseelies, the bad type. And he is just nasty. He's mean. He's a terrible person. He like just loves to kill people. Because of that, obviously she meant no harm. She is just trying to get back to the human world. She falls on him. She's like, I'm so sorry. I need to figure out how to get back to the human world. He thinks that she's an assassin sent by the humans to kill him. So, and that's why she landed on him. So he orders her to be killed. So she ends up getting stabbed. However, because she's like the Snow White or whatever, these foxes come by and heal her. So as she's laying there dying, they heal her and bring her back to life. And so after she comes back to life, she essentially is trying to figure out how to get back to the human world, because she just wanted her telescope, okay? So in that, while she's trying to figure out how to get back through the portal to get back to the human world, Prince Mendax comes back to collect her head, to send back to the humans as like a warning, don't mess with me. This is what happens when you send an assassin to try to kill me. And she's like, I'm not an assassin. I'm literally just a human trying to get back. And he doesn't believe her, and because he's so surprised that she's still alive, he ends up locking her up in this cage. Well, she ends up being locked up in this dungeon cage thing with a bog, which is a shape-shifting type of creature who... This is where it gets a little weird, and this is where I was kind of like, what is happening? It's this thing that can transform into a bunch of different things, but one of the most prominent things that it transforms into is a frog-type creature that quite literally gets off on her fears. So she's obviously terrified, and just wants to go home. So she's very scared. And this frog-type creature is in the cage with her, ordered to kill her, and is like literally, because she's so scared. It's probably the grossest part of the book, honestly, but if you can move past that, it's such a good book. I'm not going to tell you how, but she ends up getting out, escaping, and then the prince catches her again, and he's like, oh my god, why won't you die? Like, you are an assassin. I knew it. Like, there's no way you could kill these creatures unless you're an assassin. And she's like, I swear I'm not. I'm just smart. Like, I just want to go home. So he sends in another creature. I can't remember the name. I want to say it's Alistair, something like that. But it's like this cat creature who is very, very loyal to the Unseelie and has no problem killing people, especially humans. But again, because she's like Snow White, it won't kill her. And it tells the prince, it's like, look, I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to kill her. And he gets so mad. So he attempts to kill her a few more times, and she just keeps surviving. So he ends up challenging her, because she will not die. He ends up challenging her to a sort of trial situation. So she has to get through 3 trials. If she can survive the 3 trials, he promises to send her back to the human realm. Or if she doesn't get through the 3 trials, she's essentially dead. So I'm not going to tell you what the 3 trials are, because I don't want to ruin this. This is not a spoiler review. Needless to say, she ends up making it through the trials. And the ending of this book, and the prince ends up falling in love with her, and it's very spicy, I will say. It's very spicy. I really enjoyed it. My cat is here. He just loves these reviews. Say hi! He's just gonna hang out for the rest of the video, probably. He kind of does what he wants. Anyways, back to the review. They end up bonding. I know I'm missing a lot of parts here. I just really don't want to give away any like crazy plot twist or anything. They end up bonding, and he like falls deeply in love with this woman. And yeah, the ending was absolutely insane. This book read so fast. The first part of it, I was kind of like, I didn't know anything about this book. I didn't know what I was getting myself into with this book. But so the first part of it, I was kind of like, okay, this is a lot of biology, not really a sciencey person. Can we get to the point? Where's the mythical creatures? But holy crap, so good. It does end on a cliffhanger. It ends on multiple cliffhangers. I'll tell you that. It ends on multiple cliffhangers. I cannot wait for book 2. I just found out that book 2 actually comes out next month. It comes out February 28th. And this book just got picked up by Bloom, I believe. So I cannot wait. I am so excited for the second book. I will say, if you are a fan of like ACOTAR, Sarah J Maas, things like that, you are gonna eat these books up. You are gonna eat them up. They're so good. And they're still like really unique. I know there's a human and there's trials and fairies and stuff, but oh my goodness, it is so good. So yeah, this book is on Kindle Unlimited for now. I don't know, I think the publication date from Bloom is either in February or March, so I want to say it's March. So you should have, I would think, until the traditional publication date to read it on Kindle Unlimited. But even if you don't, I'm telling you guys, this book is so good. I got it from my library, so obviously check there. But yeah, I will be purchasing this book 100,000,000,000% and reading the second one as soon as it comes out, because I just freaking adore this book. So that is my review of How Does It Feel. Obviously I gave this book 5 stars. I was not expecting to like this book so much, so it was such a huge shocker, and I've been thinking about it literally all day. I can't stop thinking about it. I did not want to put it down last night, but I needed sleep, so the first thing I did when I woke up this morning was finish it. I had like 30 pages left, and oh my gosh, it was so good, and I cannot stop thinking about it. So I highly recommend, if you're a fantasy girly and you like romance, especially dark romance, you're gonna love this book. So that is my review of How Does It Feel by Jeneane O'Riley. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I do have my book of the month reading vlog in process right now, so that will be coming soon. But I just wanted to get this video out because, again, I cannot stop thinking about this book, and honestly, like, it's really rare for me to finish a book and be like this enthusiastic about it. So yeah, I guess I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys.